think promo videos, you know, are almost essential with this album, really, because it's a tough one, really, how to promote it and to give people a flavour of it, because, you know, it works as 2 20-minute pieces of music. It almost works as a whole. You know, it's hard if you just take bits out, you know, but these days you gotta really, you know, and it's hard for people to sit down for that long and say, oh, you know, I listen to 20 minutes. You can't say, well, yeah, this is a sneak preview. It was 20 minutes, you know, and they want to have it. They want everything, short bursts. So we had to edit out a couple of parts, and so we shot 2 videos. And the first one, which was great fun to do, really, and I think in my head, if only it was real, it involved 9 of me, really. And you know, we spent a day in a studio, and we had to lock the camera off at the end of the room with all the instruments laid out, and then we had to sort of figure out, if I stood and sat with these instruments, they wouldn't sort of overlap, so we could superimpose the little bits of the screen. So in the corner down here you'd have the bass player, and we had a monitor, and we had to mark off how much space we had, and if my head went above a certain point, it would overlap the foot of the person, of me playing the vibraphone in the background, and all across the screen we had 9 of me, really. So it took about 3 or 4 hours to set this shot up, lock the camera. We had a couple of people sitting in for me to try it. So, and we sort of taped off on the monitor, like, you can go there, you can go there, you can go there, and we had it, right, okay, don't move, and make sure your head don't go above or your foot don't move, and all this kind of stuff. And then I had to sit in then and play each part from start to finish. I couldn't mess up, because if I did, it'd ruin the take. And we went for like the whole, I think it was like the last 8 minutes of part 2, which is called, no, part 1, which is really complex. So I had to learn all the parts so I could mime it all. The bass, you know, everything in one, all the guitars, everything. And then I'd sit in, play the guitar part, look at my imaginary other person to the right and to the left, and then we'd say the camera was locked, and I'd get up, jump into play the electric guitar, play the mandolin in the background, I'd be playing the piano and all this, and then we ended up with like 9 shots which you could superimpose over the top and just use bits of it, and with clever technology and a lot of luck and a bit of skill, we pulled it off, and then it just looks like 9 of me, which is great, which I'm sure people will think that's what I wanted all along, really.